Welcome to the Football Retro Podcast.
The word welcome, I guess, is stretching it a little when you're an Australian in a place like this today.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Football Retro Podcast. I am your host, Johnny, and we am joined here once again by another full table. We'd like to see everyone's here today. Fatty, Hadassi and Akram. How you guys going?
Fantastic. Love a full table. Always enjoyable. Can always debate different opinions. It's boring when there's only one. I can't argue with enough people.
Another one that likes to argue.
Yeah,
Hadassi.
great being here. Lovely to be in an atmosphere with a sold out crowd. It creates an extra atmosphere here. But been up early this morning, caught the Champions League draw for the 2020-2021 season.
A few interesting groups there, isn't there?
Yeah, and the one that stands out, Juve and Barca in the same group, and who other than Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi?
It stands out because of the two stars, obviously, but it's not the toughest group.
Nah, they'll both go through. The other two teams are Dinamo Kiev and Ferencvaros from Hungary, so those should go through. But yeah, Ronaldo against Messi will be one to watch out for.
That's going to be the highlight. I think people are going to be looking out for that specifically because, you know, the age-old argument, who's better? So
It's Messi.
And I'm doing well, guys. Thanks for asking, Johnny.
yeah.
Oh, right.
That's
Sorry.
okay. If I could just remind everyone to hit that like button, it really helps with the YouTube algorithm so we can be seen by people across the world.
Nice. Sorry, Hadassi, let's go back. Group H. That was the last one, isn't it? Do you remember? Let's see how good your memory is.
Oh, look, man, I was half asleep when I saw the groups. I was just paying attention to see who Real got. But Group H, yes, I remember. The toughest group, I think it was Man United, PSG, Leipzig, and Istanbul Başakşehir.
That's tough. And the other one was the Liverpool one. Liverpool, Ajax,
Yes,
Atalanta, is it?
yes,
Shit.
yeah, and
both have done well. Atalanta especially, obviously surprised with what they've been doing. But Ajax, I'd be curious to see if they back it up after last
Well,
Champions League campaign.
they lost a few players.
Yeah,
last
That's
year.
right. Yeah.
Donny van der Beek's gone to Man United.
You mean Ajax? They got group stage last time they were knocked out. You mean the year before? Yeah,
This COVID's
That's true.
With COVID. I know exactly COVID.
2020's just
You're
gone.
talking about Tottenham semi-final.
Yeah.
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 All right, let's jump into it, guys. So today's topic, it's an interesting one. I like this one.
Before you go, I noticed we've got the new equipment up today.
I was
Looks good.
criticised last week.
Yeah, I realised. Well, now we've got two microphones, a bit more freedom with how we're seated. We're not sitting on each other's laps, which is good.
Very
You've got
high-tech.
You've got your little mixing board here, which let's just say you don't know how to use yet, but
But does it look good?
Actually, looks like a game of Battleship.
you're not really about to DJ with those headphones.
Thanks for the compliments, guys. That's what I'll take them as. All right. So today's topic, we're going to be discussing the coaches of the last 20 years. So 21st century coaches.
Yeah.
It's a very broad yet specific topic because there's been a lot of coaches over the last 20 years, but only a handful or maybe 15, 20 that you guys might bring up that have been influential and worth mentioning, in my opinion. Who wants to get this started?
Do you have a list, or do you want us to throw names at you?
Look, I have a list, but first I wanted to ask you, what would you guys, apart from trophies, and the little research I've been doing for today, a lot of awards that were given, a lot of recognition come with trophies, all right? When it comes to coaching, yes, obviously it's a massive part of the game, but if you are coaching Ronaldo, Messi, and 11 superstars, there's less coaching needed to be done than, for example, someone who's getting a lower budget team and getting into a Champions League final.
Yes and no, man. Like, I mean, man management is a real big part of it. So if you have Ronaldo, Messi, and you know, the rest of the team superstars, there's a lot of coaching you have to do in terms of getting those guys to buy in, to sacrifice, and to play. So, like, you know, there'll be a few coaches here where I know I will talk about, and it will be merely because of that ability to manage the superstars.
I think same as the episode where we discussed the number 10 and, you know, what criteria, you know, qualifies a player to be named the number 10, and there was a few things such as leadership and all that, and it wasn't just the number or just the role, the actual position on the field. I think the same has got to apply to managers. As you said, it's not only trophies, it's going to be man management. I also think another important one I'll throw in there, longevity at a club.
Okay.
You're not going to be at a club for no reason. You're laughing because you think I'm being biased, but I'm referring to other managers.
Oh, really?
Not
Really?
Arsene
We'll
Wenger.
see. We'll
No.
see, mate.
I think Fatty's still cut from the Wenger Mourinho
No,
argument.
So Alex Ferguson
No,
argument.
but I think longevity is important because you're not going to be at a club. Look, really, you're not going to be at a club if you're not bringing something to that club, and to survive or to keep that club competitive in the relevant league. I think it's an important point as well.
I think as well, touch on that, man management and trophies, depending on the type of coach, some have them, some don't, depending on if they had that influence, is scouting as well. Whether they were able to identify certain
developing young
players and identifying
Sounds like
certain
talking
clubs.
about Wenger.
Prime example, yeah, like whether some had that foresight of identifying great talent and then nurturing them, that's something to look out for as well in a coach. And also charisma. Coaches as well, you'd like to, some of them that
you-
are not so successful, but
You
also
want to
have
fall in love
personality.
with them as well.
The people that make the pre-games interesting, the post-game interesting,
Also,
Playing style.
yeah, I was going to say playing style too.
Absolutely playing style.
One coach that comes to mind is the winner of the last World Cup.
Didier Deschamps,
That's right.
dud.
And that's where I'm going with this as well. Like, he's won a World Cup, he's won the biggest trophy there is in the stage.
Yeah.
To me, he's not a great coach.
But
I agree with Johnny. He's not. I could have coached France to that World Cup win.
he had the talent pool at his disposal. I'm sorry to say, he had such a great talent, players at his disposal at that World Cup. And you look at the games that they played, they were lucky to beat Australia. They were relying on a lot of the talented players out up front with Mbappe and Griezmann and Pogba. That got them through. He's nothing special about him. I'm sorry.
So look, I got to say, when we
sorry.
were talking about the managers of the last 20 years, I wasn't thinking Didier Deschamps. So I'm not about to advocate for him here. But at the same time, there are many countries that went to that World Cup full of stars that didn't end up winning the trophy. So you got to put bit more respect to his name than that shit. Come on, at the end of the day, it wasn't,
Sorry, I called him a dud.
far out, man. How many duds have won the World Cup in the last 20
He
years?
does have a bit of a clue,
Wow.
but he's nothing special, nothing to remember about. I'm sorry.
Are you part French or?
Like I said, I'm not about to advocate for him.
He does love French
But I do love French. No, I'm not about to advocate for him. But at the same time, Argentina didn't do anything. Portugal didn't do anything. How many countries actually had star-started teams that didn't do something? Yeah. So all I'm saying is, come on, guys. He did get a World Cup.
But to me, he's not worth mentioning in the greatest coaches of the last 20 years.
No.
Yeah, fair enough, and I agree with that. Like I said, I didn't think about Didier Deschamps when I was
There's
considering
a
this list.
certain guy that they could say he's the greatest, but he's nowhere near a great coach.
Well, there you go. But isn't that what we're talking about? He's won a World Cup, the last World Cup, and you didn't even think of mentioning him.
100%.
So that
It tells you
itself is a
already
sign.
disqualifies him from the list. I 100% agree.
All right, let's go to the other extreme. So since you're bringing up Arsene Wenger so much, let's talk about him now. Where would he fall in the last 20 years in regards to managers?
He'd be in there. He'd be in there for me anyway. He has to be. As I said, he ticks like we did with the number 10. They don't all. You're not gonna get you're gonna get very little managers that tick every single box. Wenger may not tick every box in terms of trophies. He did win trophies. He didn't win enough, as much as people would have wanted him to, or at a club like Arsenal, what was expected of him. But longevity, he changed the playing style, charisma. So there's a few things there, and talent, bringing up talent, developing players. A lot of players he brought in from other clubs that no one knew about, and he developed them.
I mean, like if I'm honest with you, 2003, right? The Invincibles?
04.
04?
Yeah, 03-04.
So 3-4. So for me, look, that achievement alone puts him in the conversation. But it puts him, if I may, in the honourable mentions list. Because I have to say, after that, I don't know.
Depends how many are on the list.
Now,
I think he'd.
Are you capping it at a number, or is it just an open discussion?
for now, it's just an open discussion. We'll see if I'll give you a countdown later on.
Oh, wow, really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, let me ask you, though, with someone like Wenger or in general, you mentioned about how long they lasted at a club. What about the way they leave a club? Does that come into...
It does matter a little, but I don't think out of all the categories Fatty mentioned before, I think it's probably my least significant one when
Fair enough.
factoring in my list.
If we were talking about that, that'll work against some managers. I'll give you an example. Mourinho, it would work against him. If how a manager left the club, do you mean in terms of what he left the club with, as in he didn't achieve enough, or the manner in which he left the club?
So sometimes,
As in, Mourinho comes in 2 years, or as we've seen recently, 2 or 3 seasons at a club, turns to shit, and he leaves, and he's back on it again. Back and forth from Chelsea, Tottenham,
it happened at
Man
Real,
United.
happened at Real Madrid too. Like he
Yeah.
got success in his second year, great team, and then the third year infighting, and then he left on bad terms.
So to answer your question and to reiterate what Ak said, I don't think it's a big thing. I don't think it should matter.
I think it does depend though on some managers, because like you mentioned Mourinho, and Darcy did mention the way he left Real Madrid, right? Like he left in one of the worst ways at Real Madrid, right? So for me, it was it really depends on the context of each departure, eh?
No, I agree. And Mourinho is not known for leaving clubs in the greatest manner or on great terms. Another reason I was asking is because I can't think of any other coaches who left with flying banners saying Wenger out. Or
What about?
That was a very polarizing time for Arsenal.
Yeah, but I
fans.
think people look back at that now and realise what they had. Yes, he didn't achieve what he wanted to since Arsenal moved to the new stadium, and I don't want this to be a heavy Arsenal conversation, but since you mentioned it, it's a case of, as you said, when you look back, you don't appreciate what it was at the time. But another manager that you can throw into that mix of not leaving gracefully, Louis van Gaal. I don't think he left gracefully from Man United specifically.
Mhm.
I don't think he had a great time.
It's
at all.
funny because he won the FA Cup and they sacked him. So there you go. But then again, he had a lot of issues in terms of how they performed in the league and the Champions League, and then also just his style was very stale and didn't excite the fans, and yeah, they had a lot of issues I think at the club.
well, apart from Man United, where else has he coached in the last 20 years?
Barcelona.
Yes.
Yeah, he didn't have a success there,
Yeah.
and
Holland.
then,
Yeah, the Dutch team. He went
Yeah.
to the semi-finals of 2014.
and also failed to make 2002 World Cup. So there's a big gap. And also he Bayern Munich he was coaching as well. He'd gone
That's
through the
right, he
final.
did coach me.
But also on Van Gaal, he tends to do well with lesser known clubs. He took AZ Alkmaar to the 2009 Eredivisie.
But is that but is that also because of a change maybe in playing style and he hasn't adapted and that's why he struggled at Man United? I don't know.
I think
I haven't watched him closely
I
enough.
think the personnel he's got, like maybe some players in your squad love to embrace his style, and then some squads he's been at that have bigger names, bigger stars, don't quite fit into it.
I know that he got Di Maria, for example, and
Yeah.
did not fit in, played him out of position, and
Yeah.
so just to clarify, you said that he coached Holland before the 2002 World Cup. He didn't qualify to the World Cup, and they hired him again for the 2014 World Cup. Is that right?
That's right, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know it's been 12 years
Each to their own. So they didn't deserve.
He's
to
one of
win
the,
the
he's
World
one of
Cup.
those managers that when you're looking for a vacancy and you think, oh, Van Gaal's available, and then you look at his pedigree or the clubs that he's coached at and you think, yes, but again, it's like you said, it polarizes opinion.
In the 90s, he was a top coach. The way he led Ajax to the Champions League in '95, back in the youth that he had there, and the way he nurtured the players there, it was unbelievable.
Ajax in the 90s, though, the youth at their disposal, every big player that we can almost think of
Was in
in
that
that
team.
late 90s came through Ajax Academy at some stage.
And we spoke about this in the episode of the top 5 clubs of the 90s.
I wasn't here, sorry.
Yeah,
Well, you should have listened to it.
yeah. Scary. Johnny and I are almost the same one.
True. So speaking of Van Gaal, another person that comes to mind is Gus Hiddink.
Okay, yeah.
Did you guys think of him as well?
No.
As in terms of what? How he leaves clubs, or as a
Last
great
20
manager?
years.
I definitely.
Yeah, go on, Paddy.
I'll agree. Hiddink was in my list without a doubt, hands down. Hiddink is there, and I'll explain why. We saw that firsthand with Australia. 2002 World Cup, what he did with South Korea. I feel like Hiddink is the manager that they bring in when it's a mess and they need someone to steady the ship very quickly.
Quick fix.
So it's discipline.
He seems to. I don't know what it is. I don't know his style, his managerial style. So I'm not going to make shit up. But it seems to me that whenever a national team or a club team is in a bit of disarray, Hiddink is the man that they bring. He brings in, he steadies the ship. He's always there for a short period of time. He's never there long term. And he moves on. He steadies the ship. They'll bring in a long-term manager, then he goes. He's done that at Chelsea. He's done it with the Socceroos. Look what we did, the Socceroos. South Korea, Dutch national team,
Russia.
PSV, Russia. So he's done it everywhere. He's done it on a national level. He's done it on a club level. The man earns my respect. He knows how to do it, and he does it with class. Like, how do you come in to a national team that you don't coach regularly? As a club team, for example, where in a club team you're hands-on with the players almost day in, day out. National team where you see them, when there's a tournament coming up.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time he'll take over when they've sacked a manager. He'll come in and they'll perform.
Sorry, and that's an interesting thing you just brought up. Now, like, I've got a list here of the winners of the last 20 years for the best coach, according to stats as well. All right. What's, to you guys, and you just touched on that, the difference between coaching a club and a coaching country? Do you give more credit to one or the other? With countries, is it more trophy based? What do you guys think?
I think it's a different kettle of fish. I think club, you're with the players every day for 30 odd weeks. The players can get used to your style, chemistry can get built. National team level, the teams meet up once a month, and then the tournament comes along for a month. There's not much time to build that chemistry and to get the team to gel together. So, and national team, it's all about dependent results. You got a coach like Raymond Domenech. He, in 2006, took France to the World Cup final, but I don't rate him. Not many people rate him. He just had Zidane come out of retirement and help him get to the World Cup and to the final.
That's a very good point as well. I touched on it, and Darcy just said the same thing, which is you don't get enough time with those players to sort of stamp your own playing style on the group, which makes it more difficult. Now, in terms of expectation with a national team, it depends on the country. Let's be honest. If you're a powerhouse, there's going to be an expectation that you're going to make the semi-finals or at least go for that trophy. But let's use Hiddink as the example that we were talking about. Hiddink with South Korea, no expectation. They expect it to be somewhat competitive. They didn't expect to do what they did at 2002 World Cup.
Bit dodgy calls on them, but anyway.
As
much as it was great for Asian football, and but still,
it was fantastic for Asian football. I think it catapulted Asian football. A lot of Asian players, got put into the spotlight and made moves to European clubs. But again, that's why I said it depends on the country. Although it is harder. It is harder to perform for a national team, purely because you don't have the time. That's just my opinion. You don't have the time with the players.
Well, following on from that, there's a name that I want to drop and see who won't be divided on this one. So he's been labelled by some like the best coach in the last 20 years, but Vicente Del Bosque. What do you guys think? Real Madrid, Spanish?
So, Johnny, I think we really need to start thinking about a cap on how many managers we're talking about in terms of the greatest. Is it top 5? Is it top 10? Because some of the managers that we've all talked about here, I think, would hit like a top 10 or top 15. Del Bosque is on my list of top 5.
Top 5?
Name one coach that's won 2 Champions Leagues, two Liga titles, and a World Cup. And not Euro, right?
2 euros.
1 euro.
One Euro. So Euro, World Cup, 2 La Ligas, 2 Champions Leagues.
Was he coaching when they did the back-to-back? When Spain did it?
Yeah,
World Cup
2010 and 2012.
Euro. Luis Aragonés was 2008.
Yeah, that's right.
The late Euro, Luis
So
Aragonés.
for me, in terms of your like monumental peaks that you're talking about, Johnny, in terms of landmark achievements, I think he's number 1.
Okay,
That's
trophies.
That's trophies. The difference in which I relegate him a little is because that Spanish national team was as loaded with talent as you could ever ask for.
I think
that
I could have
was
coached
ever asked for.
But the thing is, you guys mentioned like he had a great talent pool at his disposal, but man, one thing we talked about before, man management. You think about man management. He is one of the best man managers you can think of.
And that's what I was thinking about when you brought up when I brought up man management. to be able to manage, Los Galacticos, that was an achievement on its own. To be able to get them to buy in, and I mean, we could argue Del Bosque left, that group of players all collapsed.
Yeah.
Then you think about the Spanish national team. The Spanish national team is one of the most politically divided national teams in football history. To get them to unite, and I do agree, Luis Aragonés does deserve a lot of credit for that landmark 2008 Euro, but the way they played in 2010, and the talent pool does deserve the lion's share of the credit. For me, he's got to be top 5.
Euro 2012, the way they won that and smacked Italy 4-0 in the
100%.
final was unbelievable to watch. Yeah.
He did ride in the back of Guardiola and Mourinho's teams.
I mean, I don't know about Mourinho's teams, but I agree with that. I do think that, I don't know, but I see where you're coming from there. For me, though, he did ride on the back of Guardiola's Barcelona.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be said. However, who was the the defense in that 2010, 2012 era? Ramos, Piqué, right?
Yeah.
Ramos, Piqué,
Was Puyol?
Puyol too a little bit.
Puyol, not 2012, he got injured.
Before that.
Jordi Alba,
Jordi Alba.
and
So
Arbeloa right back.
and who was the goalkeeper?
Casillas.
So what we're talking about is just the backline. We're not even talking about anything else. Was half Real Madrid, half Barcelona.
I think-
To get that dressing
and
room
a mix
to
of
unite.
EPL players too.
Yeah, but the point is to get that team to unite is a success on its own.
And that was at a time when Mourinho was really trying to create division amongst the Real Barca Spanish players, when their teammates for Spain, when they came to
Because
Real
that's
Barca.
his management
I know,
strategy.
and then
yeah.
the way that he tried to flare things
rivalry.
up, oh man, that was through the roof.
G's up his players.
That
And
was-
gets them to fight for him.
That was a
Everyone
run.
always says Del Bosque is that favorite uncle of yours that's going to put his arm around you, tell you it's okay, tell you you're the best, and he's going to instill that confidence in you.
Cesc Fabregas called him like a grandfather to him.
It looks like that, to be honest, when you
He
see
does.
it.
Yeah.
No, even his demeanor on the sideline. He's never animated. He's never
Yeah.
aggressive. He doesn't look like the Fergusons and the Mourinhos that would get up their players.
100%.
I mean,
and
you don't see inside the dressing room, but
and even when he's been animated, his arms will go flying around his legs, but his face will stay the same. So I totally agree. He's just calm, cool, collected.
Well, we touched on 2 coaches there, Mourinho and Guardiola. Who do you want to talk about first?
Oh,
Look, I'm going to say, Guardiola, he's Barcelona through and through. He came through the youth ranks there in terms of his coaching. Came in 2008 after Frank Rijkaard left, and Rijkaard had some success too, when the Ronaldinho era, and then it didn't quite work out in 2008. He left. Guardiola came in, implemented his tiki-taka style, and I'll admit that was from 2009 to 2011. What a team that was! Fantastic.
12, right?
And 2012,
Yeah.
yeah, that's when he left. Yeah, when
let me just ask a question.
Chelsea knocked him.
Is that Pep Guardiola's tiki-taka style, or is that Barcelona Academy tiki-taka style? Is that what they're taught?
So I think it's a marriage between the two, though.
Yeah.
Because Guardiola was part of that Barcelona system.
Yeah.
He was part of that youth system. He was coached under one of the greatest, minds in football, in Johan Cruyff. So for him, was it just a great marriage that happened to be there? I think, like Adasi's saying, Rijkaard doesn't get enough credit, and the youth system itself doesn't get enough credit. But at the same time, the coach that got him to play that way, to got him to buy into the system, he does have to get that credit.
But that was probably the peak of Barcelona's youth system there, with Xavi and Iniesta. The way they
I mean,
played.
100%. When you say peak, Adasi, that's an
Like
understatement.
now, you look at it now, like who's coming up now to match that? There's
No,
there's-
100%. But when you say peak, that's an understatement. You had Iniesta and Xavi, probably the two top 5
Busquets
midfielders
as
of all
well,
time,
yeah.
along with Messi. Of course, it was going to be fantastic.
I've
right?
got another question to add to that though, just
Uh-huh.
to throw in the mix. If you took look at the teams Pep Guardiola's managed, right? Barcelona, Bayern, Man City.
100%.
Okay.
Yep.
Would he be able to do it at a lesser club?
I would love to see what he could do with a lesser club. I'd love to see what he could do in the Serie A.
And with
with
the-
Atalanta, with a Napoli, I would love to see what he could do. However, at the same time, see, this is the thing. You can't necessarily...
And he's had blank checkbooks.
and that's what
And look,
Fatty means when you're saying he's a coach
And
of Man City.
look now at Man City. He's spent. I saw it on the Facebook or Instagram the other day. How much he spent on defenders. Such a high amount of money at Man City. Amount of money spent just on defenders, and they can't defend for.
No, look,
sorry.
I agree. At the same time, he does implement his ideas into like Man City, the way they play, and you watch them play,
Yeah,
and the
of
way they
course.
win, their style of football.
But that's the Barcelona style. He brought that over.
it's not easy to implement that in the Premier League.
Yeah,
And-
yeah.
But one thing is he doesn't adapt as well. Like I feel like he sticks to his style. Okay, you're loyal to what your philosophy,
but depending on who you ask, Darcy, that could either be a criticism or a compliment. Because there's something to be said. A lot of people love managers who are visionaries, who stick to their philosophy, and who prefer to play a certain style rather than prioritize wins. Yeah. Now, the thing what Fatty's saying is that Guardiola's gone from Bayern Munich to Man City, etc. But at the same time, we cannot, I feel, criticize or discredit someone for a hypothetical what if. This is the history that we've had. Success has gone wherever he's gone. He's played beautiful football, and we have to be said, Barcelona's that period of time is perhaps the greatest club side of all time.
I agree. So Mourinho.
He's a polarizing figure, and I must say, like, I'm on the fence with this guy because there was a time where I really admired him, really enjoyed the way he coached his teams, especially from 2003 at Porto to 2012. That was his peak times, where led Porto to the Champions League, went to Chelsea. Man, that Chelsea team 04-05, what a side. I conceded under 20 goals in the season. Carvalho and Terry at the back, the way everyone wanted to play for him. Everyone loved playing for him and committing their bodies out there for him and doing whatever was asked from him. And it's so efficient, so effective, and he had so much charisma and personality. You know, won a couple of Premier League titles there. Didn't quite work out in third year. Had a bit of break. Went to Inter, won the treble. Inter, fantastic side, and I think it's the only club where he left on good terms. And then he went to Real, and I think when he left, he had that 2011-2012 season, one of the best Real sides I've seen. Such a great side, broke all records there was, and really unlucky not to have gone all the way to win the Champions League that year. And just unfortunate for him when he gets his charisma, his personality involved, and tries to do things his way, it comes to backfire. And around a club like Real Madrid, didn't work out, and it broke him. I'd say it broke him.
So the thing with Mourinho is that, like, just a heads up, another in my top 5. Where you argue about it in his place, you have to consider the last 10 years and the last, like, specifically the last 8.
I think his legacy as well.
Yeah, but like the last 8 hasn't been kind to him, so then that does adjust your rankings of your top 5.
When was the last time he won the Premier League with Chelsea? It wasn't that long ago.
15,
and then how many leagues within the last since 2012?
He's won the Europa,
won the Europa League,
FA Cup.
Yes, during the League Cup, I think.
I don't know. No one counts them.
No,
yeah.
So the way I look at it is like that does affect his ranking, and the way he's left every club since 2012.
That's a major thing.
You know,
that's what I was talking about before as well.
And it's not just the matter in terms of he's left under bad circumstances or under hurt feelings or whatever, but it's more the state of the club, the state of the squad. Like when he left in 2012 with Real Madrid, it was a very divided club after that, and it was a really hurt club. So for me, that does have to factor in. Did you lead the club better than when you got there? That has to factor in. So for me, he's in that group, but his ranking is affected from the last 10 years and so.
I'll jump in here, and as much as I don't like Mourinho, you can't not rank him up there purely by what he's achieved. His style, very controversial. I remember during his time at Chelsea, he used to he'd come out and single out players, and people would be like, "What's this guy doing? How's he singling out a player instead of saying the team or whatever?" But that was his style, and it worked to an extent, and he achieved what he achieved at clubs. Granted, he didn't stay for very long. 3 years, I think, is his maximum, and then he's got to go on.
Yeah.
But you can't discard him from the conversation as being up there purely based on his achievements.
When he first came onto the scene, he was like a heart attack for all football fans, pundits, media. People loved this guy. Like they couldn't believe that this guy would speak the way he spoke with the arrogance he did. Called himself the special one.
2004 when he was at Chelsea.
So I just realised you're only speaking English today. No other languages.
Well, mate, the night's still young. We'll have to see.
That's fair enough. Look, do you want to speak about another coach? Do you want to bring up someone else, or do you want me to go through this list and see who comes up and if you guys agree?
I think go through the list.
Yeah,
I'm very curious to see how inept that list is.
Yeah.
Okay.
See if it differs to what I was thinking.
We'll start with 2000.
We can. I think to make it. I mean, you don't want to go through 30 names, but if you're going to bring up names, and if we think it's relevant enough, then we can sort of touch on the achievements. If not, we'll just give it a resounding No.
Or pass.
Obviously, we've touched on some already. So,
Yeah.
2000, Carlos Bianchi won the best coach of the.
He deserves his prop. He deserves his credit.
Absolutely.
We're
Toyota Cup
talking about
winner.
yeah, okay.
Do you guys know much about him?
I don't know much about him. I'm not going to lie. This is obviously something that you know much more about.
Big name in your hands.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know he looks a lot like Larry David from February 2000. That's all that really matters to me. I'll be
Yeah,
honest.
no,
Not,
wrong.
look, not a lot. That's him.
Doppelganger.
Yeah, look, he was offered the national team a few times and turned it down because
Is
he
that-
didn't like the politics.
I was going to say, is it political?
Yeah.
A lot of politics in South American football. It's always an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second behind him that year was Hector Cooper from Valencia.
I remember.
Yes, he did wonders at Valencia in 2000, 2001, 2 Champions League finals in a row. And
Yeah.
they played a good style of football, had quality squads in those years. And then,
Unlucky they lost both. We spoke about that last
yeah,
Yeah, we did.
well, first one, against Real, and then the second one against Bayern on penalties.
Penalties,
That was
so-
close.
So obviously Bianchi with Boca Juniors won both the Libertadores plus
Got the Toyota Cup in
Toyota
2000.
Cup against the small club Real Madrid.
Small?
Okay.
I wasn't listening, I'll be honest.
2001. Who do you think won the coach of the year? See, and this
2001.
and this is
Ottmar-
why
I'll tell Ottmar Hitzfeldt's going
and this is where I'm going in regards to trophies, counting and influencing decisions because
Okay.
Yeah,
the Bayern Munich coach
Ottmar
obviously
Hitzfeld. Yeah.
won coach of the year.
You want-
Well, look, when you think of Bayern Munich in those early 2000s, you think Ottmar Hitzfeld. That's the name that's synonymous with Bayern. I loved Bayern back then. I loved their jersey. I used to wear it a lot.
Yeah.
I used to watch them in the Champions League regularly. So Ottmar Hitzfeld was a name that I always knew and I associated with that Bayern success. If you've won the Champions League, you can't not feature. I mean, especially if you've been at a club and achieved a fair amount there.
And
You've got to
and
feature
Bundesliga
someone.
titles too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you still have any Bayern Munich jerseys?
I do.
Did you have any of them on your MySpace?
What?
didn't
Does that
actually.
thing still exist?
used to exist.
Who do you think came second behind Ottmar Adolf Hitler?
I'm
What
gonna,
year? 2001.
2001 still. I'm gonna say Gerard Houllier.
Good guess.
Yeah.
Gerard Houllier.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put him that high.
Only
Was that,
because-
is that true?
that's
won.
because you won a treble of cups that year.
So
won-
Darcy, is this going to be like one of those Darcy challenges where we're going to like go through every
Honestly,
year?
I'm
And because I don't have time for that shit.
I
man.
wasn't prepared for this.
He hasn't
Look,
seen this list.
I'll say,
I haven't seen this one.
I watched a lot of Gerard Houllier, watching a lot of Premier League, especially in the late 90s, early 2000s. He never came across as a strong manager for me. He was always very meek and mild and very quiet, and just approached things with his own little demeanour. I don't know. He was very introverted. I wouldn't look to him as a manager and say, yes, I wish he was managing my club. So,
No,
I don't
no,
know.
no,
I mean,
100%.
I agree. Yeah.
I mean, he would have just made that list purely based on those three,
Pretty much. And the
what they called Mickey Mouse Cups. In
02 coach of the year. He won the Champions League.
Vicente Del Bosque.
Yes.
Was that
the Leverkusen.
was
Zidane.
that Zidane volley?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. What a
Yeah.
goal!
And behind him was Arsene Wenger.
Yeah, on the
Did they win the Premier League?
01-02 they won. Yes, they
And
won.
the FA
They
Cup.
did the double. Yeah.
Okay.
That was the second double for him. He did the first double in 98.
Yeah.
97-98. The second double was 01-02.
03. I don't think any of you would guess who the coach of the year was won by.
Carlo
03.
Ancelotti?
He was second.
So Sir Alex Ferguson.
Nope.
Capella.
Capel.
Look at your European-minded people.
Ah, sorry.
Oh, here we
wait,
go.
wait, wait. I'd say Beckerman.
No.
No.
Far out
He
of
was with
Darcy.
the youth team then.
Yeah, well,
Bielsa.
he's a name that springs out in the early
No,
2000s.
Carlos Bianchi won it again.
Ah, okay.
Fucking Larry David.
03. So he won the Libertadores again. He won the Toyota Cup again.
Ah, yeah.
Was that
against
with Boca?
Milan. I think it was against Milan.
Yeah,
With Boca,
Milan,
yeah.
yeah, they won.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, with
Champions League
Boca.
that year.
04.
Mourinho.
Porto.
Yeah.
Mourinho.
You
Yeah.
can't not give it to him then.
Yeah,
That's
that was the start of his coaching
Yeah.
career, just catapulting.
You cannot give it to him, but who came second? We spoke about this earlier. Was when they Invincibles then?
Arsenal.
Wenger.
Yeah.
So you could have easily given it to Wenger.
Yeah, but Porto won the Champions League.
No, it was
And him running on the touchline at Old Trafford was an iconic moment too. In that Champions League, it was crazy.
All right,
He's
let's
done
see.
that more than once.
Let's see if
Not
anyone
at
gets
Old
this.
Trafford.
05. Who won Coach of the Year?
Benitez?
Nope, he was second.
Was that Liverpool's
Yeah.
3-3?
I just keep saying
Right.
second, man. Well, this is great.
Story of your life.
05. I'm going to say Mourinho again.
Sorry?
Mourinho
Well
again.
done, Darcy. This guy's on fire.
Only because he had the top Chelsea side that year.
Yeah.
Unbelievable team that was.
So they won the Premier League.
That was a crazy Chelsea side. I hated that Chelsea side. They just steamrolled.
They were just so
everyone.
good, man.
Yeah, they steamrolled everybody that year.
Oh, so good.
All right. So Mourinho 04, Mourinho for
Turn the
05.
page, silence. Look,
For the hat trick. Akram, who won 06?
Mourinho?
He came second.
Come on, man. You know 06.
I set him up there.
wow.
I set
Love
him
it.
up there. All right. 06. Who won the Champions League?
06, Rijkaard.
Good.
But did he win the coach?
Yes,
Because
he won
Lippi
Coach
won
of
the
the
World
Year.
Cup that year.
Doesn't matter. It's better.
Doesn't matter.
According to this.
It's
So
a
this,
champions.
That's right. Italy didn't
so
win
this list
2006.
is I think they're called IFHS,
International Football Federation of Statisticians, or whatever it's called.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
but
Wow, what the
it's
fuck?
recognised by FIFA as well.
Go home with us.
What the
I think
hell
it's something.
is
I just took a guess, man.
You think? That's exactly what it is.
All right. 07.
Ancelotti?
Yes. Who came second? Akram.
Was he with Milan then?
yeah.
I have no idea. Wenger?
No.
No,
Same league though. Ferguson.
Wenger tailed off after that. 2008, he went to shit when we should have won the league and didn't. But anyway,
Yeah. So Ferguson. There's two names I haven't spoken about: Ancelotti and Fergie.
they're on my list. They're definitely on
Yeah,
my
I
list.
mean-
Ferguson has to be.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 20 plus years at a club to do what he did at Man United.
Wait, stop the press.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Stop the press.
I know where he's going with. I agree.
Are you telling me that Sir Alex Ferguson is not in your top 5, Akram?
Of the last 20 years, not of the all time. We're
Of
talking
the
about
last 20
2000
years?
and 2020. He's not on my top 5 list.
Wow.
Thanks for coming.
He's not on my top 5 list.
How?
That's been completely
Well,
biased.
mate, can we go through our top 5 lists? Like,
No. Let's go through Ferguson.
Look, I don't like Man United, but I think he's got to be up there.
How
Oh
can
no,
you-
but then let's see his reasoning. But let's see.
How can you justify him not being
Process of
top
elimination.
No,
That's what we're-
explain why he doesn't qualify.
He doesn't qualify because the other people in it do.
Ah,
That's simple.
that's-
So, like, do you want to talk about the list or you want to talk about... I've already said Del Bosque's on my list.
No, but hang on, you're excluding Ferguson based
Yeah.
on the others as opposed to excluding him because of merit.
Could it be because
I'm not saying
you're
he-
biased
he-
against English football as well? I don't know.
I'm not saying
just
he
putting
doesn't
that-
deserve
how many
the
leagues
credit.
did he win? I don't have the stat in front of me.
13 league titles.
In total.
No,
Two
but we're
Champions
talking about
League.
from 2000.
But from 2000 to now.
It would have been about 4 or 5,
it
right?
No, it would have been about
No,
8,
more than
8 or
4 or
9.
5.
8 or 9 from 2000 to
He
2010.
didn't-
Let me go and get
Did
back
he
to
win
you.
that many in the 90s?
He won about 5 in the 90s.
Dusty can't remember every Premier League win in the last 20
He's
years.
going to try.
7, I think. I think it's 7 between 2000. No, wait. 8. I think it's 8 between 2000 and 2013.
Ferguson was there
I think it's
until
2013, Van Persie.
2013. That's right, because he took Van Persie from us. I remember that.
Of course you're going to remember
Yeah.
that.
But
Mate,
until
look,
then, it was Man United Arsenal, then Man United Chelsea, and then eventually Man United Man City.
100%.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is from the others that deserve to be on there,
I'm very curious because
Okay.
Sir Alex brings longevity into a club. The way he left a
The way they
legend,
played,
left a
success,
legend.
Yeah,
Um,
legacy.
Won 8 Premier Leagues in the last 20 years.
Yeah, it was about
No,
eight.
sorry, 8 Premier Leagues in 13 years. Then
Yeah, I think
That's
it's
right.
between 2000 and 2013 when we
he
retired. I
won
think
8
it was
Premier
8.
Leagues in 13 years in the toughest
Champions
league.
Leagues. Oh, you're going to
One-
exclude
In
99.
the toughest
yeah,
league.
I'm going to exclude 99, mate.
But
Like,
still-
No, wait.
Depends on how
Let me finish.
good
In the
we-
toughest league in the world,
Well, okay.
he's won one Champions League and made another 2 finals against Barcelona twice.
Look, that's
Yes.
true. I mean, the 2 finals as well needs to count for him as well. Totally agree.
So
That's a
he's
good
won
point.
FA Cups. He's
Yep.
he's a cult of the
He
game.
nurtured,
I get it. Like, I see
Cristiano
what
when
you're saying.
Ronaldo.
when Ferguson was active in the Premier League in the years that we're discussing,
Yeah.
he oversaw managers come and go against him. So he
100%.
was the main rival
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Arsene Wenger. When Arsene Wenger went, it was Mourinho. Then after Mourinho, it was Guardiola. So It was Ferguson.
And then there was
People wanted
Boullier
to.
as
That
well.
he's the manager that other managers wanted to knock off his perch.
No, I totally see where you're
And
coming
once
from.
and once he left, Man United dropped.
Once Ferguson left, I had this discussion with someone when the rumours about Ferguson retiring, and then he stayed one more year, and then eventually retired. And I said, "You guys are going to go to shit." I was talking to a Man United fan, and they haven't recovered. They have not recovered
Oh,
since.
man.
Oh my goodness! All right, but like, can I
Moyes.
give you my reasons though?
No,
if you're going to give
let's
Pep Guardiola, if you're
I
going to
think
give
he
Pep Guardiola, Del Bosque, and Mourinho in the three, then there's only two other names. Two other names that I think deserve it.
All right, we'll go about that at the end.
Okay, but fair enough. Like, you know,
Ancelotti we spoke about. We mentioned.
Yeah.
What do we think of him?
so Ancelotti, 3 Champions Leagues. What do you call it? 3 different clubs.
Two.
2 different clubs. What do you call it? You know, it's leagues wherever he went.
Yep.
You know, played fantastic football. Has managed to win in many different circumstances.
Another good man manager too.
great manager.
I agree with Ancelotti. He brings that aura about him as well. That players want to play for him. There's that
Respect.
respect immediately. When you see Ancelotti, you think, shit, Ancelotti, you've got to respect him.
And you think about it, AC Milan final 2003 won, 2005 lost, 2007 won. Like, come on, guys.
And then
Like,
went Real Madrid's 10th Champions League in 2014, and and before that with Chelsea, with PSG as well, in won leagues.
Big name.
Yeah,
Definitely.
big name, yeah.
All right.
Now he's
what are we
that
up
freaking-
to? 07.
Everton, eh?
Yeah. How is he? at
I don't
Everton?
understand
They're
that.
coming
They're very lucky to have him.
Yeah,
They're
right,
very
actually.
lucky to have a caliber of manager such as.
Sorry, and
The reason-
that brings it up to the Premier League itself. You've got Mourinho coaching. Who are the big clubs? You've got Lampard and Arteta, who are not that big in the
No,
coaching stance.
Guardiola.
But you've got Guardiola.
Klopp.
You've got Klopp. You've got
Ancelotti.
Ancelotti's massive. Who's West Ham now?
David Moyes. Yeah, I think he's massive. Yeah, I think
Is
it's,
it?
I think it's Moyes, isn't it? Yeah.
I don't know. Who he
Yeah, I
is.
think
Moyes.
you're running
David
that world
Moyes.
pretty dry now.
When I think West Ham, I think Sam Allardyce. Just because.
Yeah,
Or Alan
I think it's
Pardew.
Moyes.
I was always a
I
big
think it's
fan
David Moyes.
of Big Sam and when he was Bolton Wanderers days.
Yeah, I
Long
love
ball.
Bolton.
Kocha.
They had Pellegrini too not long ago.
Yeah, he's
West
at,
Ham.
He's at
Yeah.
Betis now.
And he was at Man City as well.
So surely Premier League wins in regards to managers.
Well, I guess there's more money there. Really.
What if Ancelotti's coaching West Ham? Everton.
Yeah,
Everton.
but wait a second. He it's part of it's because he didn't do very well in Bayern Munich, so he went to Napoli. Now Napoli is what the Everton or Serie A, wouldn't you say?
Oh, that's a bit of a low
They're a bit
blow.
better than
That's a low blow to Napoli.
The Everton of the Serie A.
No, like,
Where would you put Napoli compared to Juventus and
Tottenham.
Inter?
Top 5.
Yeah, top 5. They're always around
Top
there.
5 in Italy.
Top 5. And
Yeah.
where do you think Everton will?
Like
will go this
you're
week?
talking
Top
about
10.
You're talking about in terms of big club or in terms of how they're playing now. Like,
I'm just talking about
Are
into
you-
I'm talking into the status, into the budget, in
okay,
terms
so
of like
so
Everton now.
Juve, the 2 Milan clubs.
Juve, Roma,
Yeah.
Lazio. Do you know?
Yeah.
And Napoli's got to be there.
Yeah, Napoli's always.
No, I get what you're saying there, but I just mean like in terms of status, in terms of budget and finance, there's a certain trend going a certain way. That's all I'm saying. So it's like, yeah, he's not gone from
Well, he's not
winning Real Madrid's 10th to Everton.
he's not 45 years old anymore.
Yeah,
I don't think that matters when you're a manager, though. How old's Pellegrini, by the way? To me,
He's
he's the
in
oldest.
60s, I think.
He just looks like the
He's
oldest.
He
in
was
his 60s.
coaching in Argentina in the early 2000s. I know he won a couple of things with River Plate and San Lorenzo 01, 02.
Pellegrini was a.
He just looks very old.
Yeah.
Pellegrini's very good with like mid-tier clubs, like with what he did with Villarreal in 2006 to the Champions
true.
semis, and with Malaga as well 2013. He went had 1 year around
Malaga were very unlucky.
They were. Dortmund got a goal, towards the end. Right in stoppage time, they shouldn't have counted. If it was Villarreal, it would have been called off.
How do you even remember that?
I saw
How
that.
do you
I
even
saw
remember that?
I saw that highlights yesterday, actually, on the
Optus
Optus
Sport.
Sport.
What are
Optus-
the chances?
Optus
so
Sport
now
app.
we know
Classic
what
match.
he's been doing in the week before leading
What
up
are
to
Classic
the
the
match.
podcast.
chances?
Classic match.
All right, 08. No one's going to get this. Not even you're going to guess who came second.
Why is he the second?
He's the second guesser.
2008.
Yeah, who finished first?
Luis
I like it.
Aragonés.
Who won the Champions League?
Man United.
Man
Alex
United,
Ferguson.
yeah.
Okay, that's it. Fergie
I was gonna say, was
Yeah.
it based on Champions League? 'Cause
That's right, that was a
first.
Terry slip.
Yes.
Sleepy Terry.
Yeah.
Who won the Europa? He's challenging.
It wasn't
you.
called the Europa then. It was
Zenit
called
St.
the,
Peters-
UEFA.
it was called the UEFA
Zenit
Cup.
St. Petersburg.
There you
I
go.
always like the UEFA Cup. better
And
than
was it
the
Dick
Europa League.
Advocaat?
Sorry. Who came second?
Dick Advocaat.
There you go.
Dick Advocaat. Wow.
Oh, he's a hardline coach. That
You
guy.
know what? He had a bit of a spell at Rangers too, didn't he?
I don't know.
Yeah, and Dutch team and
Yeah, Dutch national. Every Dutch manager's had a spell with the Dutch national team.
That's
Have they not?
bonus points if you can spell advocate.
Easy.
ADVOCAAT.
Well done.
Advocaat. Yeah.
Advocate.
Advocaat.
All right,
I'll try to
09.
spell the first name. No.
Keep it PG rated.
09, easy one.
Guardiola.
Yeah.
You can't be treble 6 trophies that year, man. Far out.
And who came second? How come your favourite?
No. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Ferguson.
Yes. It's got half asleep now. Or?
Oh why? What am I?
He just
quiet?
hates Ferguson. I don't know
I
why.
don't know. All right. 2010. Easy. 2010.
Yeah.
Who won the best coach of the year?
Mourinho.
Don't look at me. I don't know.
I was
Mourinho.
gonna, you have a go, Fatty.
Me?
Yeah.
Are you joking?
Who won,
Dad?
who won the Champions League in
I
2010?
don't remember.
Mourinho.
Jose, the treble.
Yeah, the treble.
Oh, I don't care. That's why I don't
Then
remember.
Del Bosque would have come second, right? Because he won the World Cup.
Nope, Guardiola came second.
Fuck.
What for?
These people disrespect
because
the
he won-
World
okay,
Cup
won the-
so
okay, won-
much.
okay, won the league.
All right, Marcello Lippi didn't do anything now.
He won the league, but all right, man.
Yeah, hey, Lippi 2006 doesn't count because they shouldn't have got past Australia. Just saying.
Oh, fair.
Or Zidane should have headbutted. Anyway,
Yeah,
well,
true.
Let's not go there.
True.
Let's not go
Zidane
there.
should have won that. Should have been a swan song.
But then again, Dominic would have won a World Cup winner as a coach.
Ah,
which-
And you wouldn't be happy
We
with that
will-
either.
no.
You wouldn't want that.
All right, 2011. We said 2011 was the greatest club
Guardiola.
side of all
Yeah.
time, and who was the second? Who came second to Guardiola? Who always comes second to Guardiola?
You're saying Mourinho.
Yes.
We beat them in the,
Oh, here we
the
go.
Copa del Rey final,
All right. Speaking of, first,
2012.
yeah,
Jose.
Jose Mourinho.
He's featured a lot in these
Four
top
times.
two.
That,
times
that
winner.
Real Madrid team in 2011-2012 was unbelievable. I mentioned it before. What a side. What a great counter-attacking team that was.
So hint, it's the last time he's won this trophy for best.
Fair enough.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who finished second behind him? This is an interesting one.
Everyone's looking at you.
Me? Oh,
Everyone's looking at you with that.
I'm on the spot. Jeez,
What's the hint that I always give you?
Okay, Euro Cup.
The other one?
Champions League. Always Champions League.
It's
So what's
always-
2012?
It seems to be very
Di
heavily
Matteo?
club based.
Di Matteo.
Ah, come
One
on.
hit wonder.
Come on.
And that's what I mean. Like,
Come on.
that's what I mean.
How
Like,
does Di Matteo do that?
you win a Champions League. He didn't even coach.
Yeah, but-
sorry, he didn't
yeah, but he
coach
ca-
through the whole
Yeah,
tournament.
didn't he come in after, what's his name, that Jew? What's his name?
No.
Roman
No,
Avram?
it was
Not Avram Grant.
VS Boas.
No,
Oh,
it was
wow,
some
yeah.
after Avram Grant, wasn't it?
No, Avram Grant left, and then Ancelotti came in. He left, and Vias Boas came in, and he got sacked. And then that's Di Matteo. He was assistant. He came in.
Okay, I knew Avram Grant was there somewhere, but
Vias Boas was a...
yeah, he came in. He literally was there for a
Yeah,
few
look,
months.
I don't think he was top 2 coaches in the world.
No.
Because then the following season, he got sacked because they couldn't get past the group stage
Yeah,
So when Del Bosque
No, but
wins
wait.
2 major tournaments in a row.
but they went on to win the Europa.
with Rafa Benitez.
Chelsea's the only club to hold both trophies at
Ah,
the same time.
please, Johnny,
for a week.
please.
Who played
Johnny, go
Tuesday and
away.
Wednesday night football?
You said we're going to be impartial here. You're being
No,
so
I'm
biased.
just doing a little known fact. Only club to hold both trophies at the same time for a week.
Europa League, please.
Next one.
2013. Who was in the final
Bayern
against?
Dortmund.
Okay, so who won it?
Bayern, New Pikers.
So
They won
who's
a treble.
coach?
They won treble that year too.
Who's coach of the year? And who's second?
Klopp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do we rate Klopp in all of this last 20 years?
I think Klopp still needs more time.
Yeah.
I think it's too early to judge him as a manager. How old is he now?
He's in his 40s.
Early
Late
50s
40s,
or late 40s,
Maybe.
somewhere
Yeah,
I
around
don't-
there.
I don't think he'll be 40s. Surely he'll be early 50s.
Early 50s. Okay, let's call him 50 for
Okay.
argument's sake. All right. I think he's still got another 5 to 10 years before you can judge him as a manager
Yeah,
at that sort of level.
yeah, absolutely.
I still think it's a bit
As
early
much as
for him.
that team, he won the
Like he was
Premier League,
amazing with
Liverpool.
Dortmund, and he did things with Dortmund that he brought him back to that competitiveness with Bayern
yeah,
that they had lost for a long time.
yeah.
Now, obviously, he's done it at Liverpool. It's taken him 4 years before he
Yeah.
did something with Liverpool, but he's proven himself. I just think there's a few more things that he needs to do to be considered in that realm.
Yeah, it needs to be, on a longer run.
Last 6 years. 2014. He was the best coach of the world.
Joachim Löw.
Nope.
No.
Ancelotti.
Yes.
Oh.
Stop thinking World Cup, mate. Think Champions League.
Well,
World Cup's they're judging.
They
on
don't care about
Champions
World
League.
Cups.
I
Yeah,
don't
100%.
care about the cups now. I should have.
Who
picked that
was
up.
who was runner-up? He's a new one to the list. We haven't spoken about this guy before.
2014 runner-up.
I don't know. Give us a hint, Johnny.
It's Argentinian.
Of course it is.
Simeone.
Yes.
Oh, because he made the final. Yeah.
Diego Simeone.
That doesn't deserve.
Far out,
That
man.
doesn't deserve. Sorry. I'm sorry, Johnny. I like him. I love the guy.
Why say sorry to me?
I'm
I'm
sorry,
not-
I love him. I love
I'm
him.
sorry,
I
John.
love him as a player. I love him as a man, as a character in terms of a manager. I don't think he deserves to be top 2 for that year.
No, I agree.
Yeah. Tough call.
Atletico didn't exist before.
Okay, but World
Yeah,
Cups,
but-
man.
yeah, but-
Look, he's done a
It's
great
World Cup
job with
year.
them, but like, just because came second, yeah. But like, you know, I don't know. It's tough.
All right, 2015.
Guardiola.
No.
No.
Who won the Champions League?
Barcelona. It was Luis Enrique.
Yes. Guardiola did come second though.
But would you? But then again, about that.
How many seconds has he hit now?
'Cause-
4 or 5?
I don't know.
But
He always finishes second.
I don't know if you got Luis
That's what his
Enrique.
wife says anyway.
Luis Enrique.
Low blow.
I won't get into that. Anyway, Luis Enrique, yes, he won the treble that year, but would you say it's because he had such a great front
No.
three of
Once again, it
Messi,
gets to
Neymar,
the
Suarez?
arguments
Oh.
like Luis Enrique. I think it was his first year coaching, wasn't it?
It was.
First or second year
We
coaching.
did first.
I could have walked in and took Barcelona
So
to
you
win
can't
that.
be your first year coaching and like you be the best coach in the world.
Neymar,
Like, it's-
Neymar, Suarez, and Messi. Your front 3. Come on.
So what are you saying? What are you trying to say, Johnny, with that? Like you
I
can't.
think
go
I was
in-
pretty straightforward with what I said.
Well, you said like you can't come in and be the
Your
best
first
coach.
year coaching, yes, you win the treble, whatever.
So you're saying he
won.
doesn't deserve it?
I don't think he's the
Okay,
best.
Fair enough. Yeah, yeah.
One thing is winning everything and having an amazing year, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think he's been the best coach in the world.
Which is consistency.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing about this award, isn't it? It's like,
was
is
looking
it
for the
really?
word.
Is it really giving someone the best coach of the year being like you are the best coach in the land, or is it just like coach of the year being like the most successful?
I think it's just the most successful
has to be.
based
Based on
It has to
stats.
be, eh? Because
Based
like
on
at the end
Well,
of the
this,
day,
this particular list is based on stats. Now, from 2013, I think you started getting the best coaches awards,
Oh,
the
yeah,
FIFA,
yeah,
all that.
All that
Before
kind
that
of
didn't exist.
yeah, yeah.
So this is stats alone. 2016, who won coach of the year?
Zidane.
No, it's gonna be a tough one. You're not gonna get this one.
I'll be surprised if he gets it.
Hmm.
Not that I know who it is, but
Allegri.
No, we spoke about him already.
Not Ranieri.
It's Simeone.
Simeone.
Ah,
What?
2016, he won coach of the year.
He won nothing.
Why? Because Madrid won it. Because they won the league.
Did they win the league?
No, Barcelona won the
When
league.
did Atletico
They
win the league?
Atletico lost the
Atletico
final.
won nothing, mate.
Atletico lost Champions League final.
But by just by
What
getting
did they give me on that for?
I don't know, but Zidane came second.
What?
far out, man.
What a farce.
All right, 2017,
That's the dumb.
Zidane. Won the double, yeah.
Yep.
Far out.
and Allegri for Juventus,
Okay.
second. 2018,
I don't like Allegri.
Really? I don't mind him.
I don't
Zidane
like him.
again? Is it Zidane again?
yes,
In the three-peat. Champions League
and
three-peat.
Klopp second.
Yeah.
2019,
Last year.
Pep.
Nah.
Klopp.
I reckon it'd be. I
Klopp.
reckon it'd be Liverpool. Has to be
Klopp,
Champions League and.
and Guardiola second with Manchester City.
Okay.
Yeah, so I took Champions League.
Okay, Zinedine Zidane. Let's have a brief discussion before we jump into the top five.
Gee, the guy's only been coaching since January 2016 at this level, and he took in that time he took like a 10-month break. But man, the guy's won like 10, 11 trophies, 3 Champions League in a row, 2 La Liga titles.
I thought he wasn't going to come back.
Throw
actually.
in some Club World Cups and
I'm-
Super Cups.
I'm going to put it out there. He's in my top 5.
Yeah, he's another one. The man manager. People listen to him.
He's in my top 5.
Yeah.
He's top 5 manager of the last 20 years.
He's been coaching for 3 years. He's in your top
All
five.
right, he's been coaching more than 3 years, and he's done something that no
You're
coach has done since
He just told me,
1970.
he just told me he's been coaching for 4 years and took a 10-month break.
And you said, "Come on, man! Like, look, at the end of the day,
Come on, man, it's not an argument.
I think your approach is very one-eyed.
No way.
I love Zidane.
You're
I love
so
Zidane.
disrespecting a three-peat
I'm
of
not-
Champions
I'm
League.
not
No one has
disrespecting
done
him.
that since the 70s.
Hold on.
No, but wait, has someone done it since the 70s or not?
I think. Look, to be honest, he's
Let me explain to you why.
No, but I'm asking you first, has anyone done that for 30, 40 years?
No, I don't know.
No.
Did someone do that? I'm asking you.
no one.
Okay, So the answer is no.
Sorry,
So-
Bayern Munich was the last one, right?
Was it Bayern Munich?
the
or-
70s.
Yeah. So, like, all I'm saying is that when you make history, you deserve the respect, man.
But again, same thing as
do, yeah.
same thing as we said with Klopp. It's a bit early for him. What if he does nothing?
Look,
what if he keeps?
yeah.
What if he stays as a manager for the next 15 years? And
But
does
we're not
nothing?
talking about all time. We're
That's
talking about the
what
last
I'm
20 years. We're talking about success that's been done.
I'm
Three-
excited to see what Zidane's going to do next.
Yeah.
I don't think, like Fatty said, I think
Okay.
it's too early to count him as top 5 in the last
Maybe
20
look,
years.
maybe this is my bias, showing out a little. But
Maybe.
a three-peat with a double, and then what he did last year to take that Real Madrid side that what was it? It was scraped in third place the year before. That was like a mess after Cristiano Ronaldo left. And then what did he do? He turned a club that's all known for scoring goals, turned it to a defensive side, and scraped through a massive,
All right.
horrible year with COVID involved as well. Like, come on, three-peat, man, trumps almost anything that any manager's done for 20 years.
Funny for you to say Trump. Following on from that,
Yeah.
I'm intrigued to hear your top 5
All right, my top 5, you want me to go?
with justification.
Wow.
Rankings are a little funny because
That's
honestly,
okay. I'm more interested in top 5.
in the
than
top
ranking.
5,
Yeah.
all right, Ancelotti, without rankings, Ancelotti, Del Bosque, Zidane, Mourinho, Guardiola. I'm sorry, but like Ancelotti's won wherever he's gone. He what he did.
Why are you sorry?
Because I feel like you guys are like, man, come on, how can you be so controversial? Sir Alex Ferguson, fantastic manager. He would be 6th, and he does deserve a whole lot of respect. I'm not trying to disrespect Sir Alex fucking Ferguson. However,
It sounds like you are. You got a boot to the head soon.
Hairdryer treatment.
get the hairdryer treatment.
Yeah.
Mate, 2003, 2005, 2007 for Ancelotti. Mourinho, you already know what he did. He won the little treble light in the year before he won the major treble with Porto. Won the Champions League, won everything with Porto. Went off to Chelsea, was successful there. Then won another treble for Inter. These are things that, like, if you're counting 99, Fatty, okay. For me, I look at unique accomplishments because a lot of the managers we're talking about are in big clubs every year. They're in big clubs where you are going to get some form of success. League titles, cups,
Sorry,
Champions
you're
League.
talking about unique accomplishments.
Okay.
How long was Ferguson at Man United for?
23 years? Was it
I mean-
23 or 24?
100%. That's one of them.
86, wasn't it?
87 or 88, I think.
86, 87, yeah, it was about 20.
He left in 2013.
26
26 years.
True,
So-
true. One of the most unique accomplishments you can
Eight
have.
Premier Leagues in 13 years we counted, or 7, whatever we
Yeah.
counted.
Yeah.
Speaking of longevity, I'll throw a name in there that I totally forgot, but it made a lot of sense and it reminded me. And he's been around a bit. Guy Roux. You may not know some of him.
Giroud, yeah.
Auxerre, but
Yeah.
he was there for 40 years apparently.
Wow.
40 years.
Far out, 40 years.
Yeah, but he was at Auxerre for a long time. For a very long time. And the name's synonymous, I know, because always with Arsene Wenger, there was always some sort of connection with Auxerre and a lot of the youth
You
players.
see him in
Oh,
the
really?
Champions League, his name will pop up on the sideline, yeah.
Yeah, so that's another one when you talk about longevity. It doesn't get mentioned much. No one knows him. I mean, he didn't
100%.
win much or there wasn't much achievements, but
All right, can we all agree on 4 names then? Maybe
Okay.
3 or 4 names. Guardiola, Mourinho,
Yeah.
I agree with
Yeah,
those.
them two definitely
Yes.
in the top 5 for everyone.
Yes,
Okay.
Is Ancelotti in the top 5 for everyone?
not mine.
Wow.
I wouldn't say top 5, but he's definitely top 10.
Okay.
Not
So
5. I'll exclude him out of the 5.
So who else is in your top 5, Hadasi?
Me, so I would say Mourinho, Guardiola, Sir Alex Ferguson,
Sorry,
Agree.
is Fergie yours?
I agree with
Yeah,
that.
makes
and
sense.
Del Bosque, given what he did with Spain and Real Madrid, and
Agree
the World
with
Cup
Del
win and
Bosque.
Champions League.
So far, us 3 have the 4.
And a name that hasn't been mentioned, but I'm a big fan of, and I've really enjoyed his coaching, is Fabio Capello.
Okay.
Fabio Capello over Ancelotti in the last 20 years.
He's
Fuck,
outraged.
I've heard it all. I've heard it all.
And Zidane.
Look, not Zidane, not yet. Maybe in a few years' time.
But we're
I'll
not
have
talking
to-
about like all time. We're talking
Not
about the
all
last
time.
20
Yeah,
years.
yeah, exactly.
We're talking about what you've won. So what in
Exactly.
a few years? So whatever he
Exactly.
does,
Capello did a lot in 20 years.
so
man.
whatever he did in 2022 is going to matter in the last 20 years? No. It's
No,
the
but-
last. It's
okay,
from
but-
2000 to 2020.
Yeah, exactly.
I-
And I'm
look,
going
you
with
make
that.
a valid point.
I'm
You make
going
a
with
valid
it. I
point.
understand what.
So then,
what's-
what are we talking too early for? You can't be too early. It's 2020 now.
Okay, I'm talking about Capello because he went in 2001, won the Scudetto with Roma,
Okay.
and then he went
Scudetto
to
with Roma.
Juventus
He won.
a couple of
Yeah, but like you
Scudetto.
say,
And again,
you say like it's
disregard-
you say like it's nothing.
I'm not saying it's
But
nothing, but
Roma-
I'm saying, okay,
no,
we're starting off with 2001, Scudetto.
But
okay, one.
Roma, I think
He's so
Roma's
fired
won
up.
2 Scudettos in the whole
100%.
history,
Yeah.
and they haven't won anything since.
No. I'm not saying it's like it's nothing. I'm saying, all right, you started off, Scudetto, all right, good, give you that. Now what? In
And
20
then,
years.
and then he won the Juventus, a couple of Scudetto titles as well. Big, despite the forget about the Calciopoli. Just the fact won a couple of titles. Okay, Calciopoli.
So you're going to
Captain-
disregard Calciopoli?
Not disregard it, but it wasn't his fault.
I'm not saying it's his fault, but I'm just. I'm not. I'm just.
And
He woke up.
And the
This
fact,
this is what I came for.
and it's the
Johnny.
fact, he went to- and what he did at Real Madrid in that one season they gave him, like
in
he
the
won
one
the league.
season over Ancelotti.
All right,
who-
okay, okay. I'm not. This
Fair
man,
enough.
man, 5. But
Fair
I
enough.
can only
No.
pick, I can only pick 5.
I respect your decision.
You don't respect the decision at all. You're shitting on him.
Full of crap, Akram.
I don't have Capello in there
Yeah,
Purely-
who's your fifth one?
purely because he failed at a national team level with England.
But if you're
He
gonna say,
flopped
if you're gonna say,
terribly.
but yeah, that's fine. But same with Hiddink as well. Like we mentioned here, he did great. I think in his first between 2000 and 2008, Hiddink was at his peak, and then after that,
He's not accomplished much.
He hasn't. He's failed with Russia, failed with Turkey, failed with Holland.
Who's your fifth one, Fatty?
You have to say your Argy, Bianchi. He has to be there. He's got to be.
Okay.
What he did is crazy, and he's done it longevity. He's done it at different clubs.
Yeah, look.
That-
If he was last 30 years,
We're very heavily European.
no, I get that. If it was the last 30 years, I might have added him. But after Boca, he went to Atletico Madrid and lasted a couple of months and didn't go anywhere.
That's what I'm
In
saying.
2012 or 2013, whenever it was, he went back to Boca, lasted a few months, failed miserably. So in the last 20 years, 2000, he made I think 4 Libertadores finals in a row from 2000 to 03. He won 3 of them, and he won 2 Intercontinental Cups. It's massive.
That's not a joke,
Yeah.
but this is massive.
Yeah.
This is big things. To win the Libertadores, it's crazy there,
And
and to do it back to back.
if you want to go into South American coaches, the name we haven't mentioned is Luis Felipe Scolari. What do you think of him?
I had Scolari on my list. I felt he was a bit of a journeyman, to be honest. Yes, he did well, somewhat with Brazil. Was it 2002
Yeah.
Brazil World Cup? Okay, he had a stint at Chelsea.
Portugal.
Who else did he go?
Portugal
Yeah, Portugal national team. That's right.
didn't win anything, but came
Yeah,
close. Came close. That's it.
I mean,
I'm just thinking.
you can put him in, the realm, but I don't think he's.
Yeah.
I don't think
Nah,
he's special.
I wouldn't put him up.
Fair
there.
enough.
Are there any other names?
I have
Everyone-
I have a couple of notable mentions, a few from left field. An African coach, Egypt's national coach, Hassan Shahata.
Oh yeah.
Bless you.
Doesn't get. Not many people would know,
I don't know.
but he revolutionised the Egyptian national team at a time where the people were pretty pissed off with what was happening there, and they won the only country to do it. 3 African Cup of Nations back to back.
Yeah.
06, 8, and 10.
Yeah. They
Right.
were the kings of Africa.
Yeah, they were. They that time, and he was very controversial with his player selections, and Egyptian players are very. It's all about pride, and look how good I am, and I get to play in this team, and all that.
I played in Europe and that.
Yeah,
It was,
players that play in Europe.
Was Mido the striker?
Mido was the striker. There was
Is that the only Egyptian name you know, remember?
Yes.
there was controversy with Mido because he was pissed off with him at something, and he dropped him. He subbed him off.
I mean, there's a game he subbed off and Muda's arguing with him.
He subbed him off. I think it was a final. He subbed him off, and everyone was going crazy because he was their talisman. He was their goal scorer, and the sub came on within 2 minutes, scored the winner, and they
Yeah.
won the final. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, that's a notable mention for me. Obviously, not on a club stage or anything like that, but he did it for the national team. Ranieri, what he did with Leicester.
Leicester.
No one ever saw that coming. Like, nobody saw Leicester ever doing anything close. I have a soft spot for Ranieri.
He's a likeable guy too.
He's a very likeable
Yeah.
character. Is he an amazing coach? No. Is he great? He had to be somewhat great, 15, 16 with Leicester to win. When you had all the money around you, you had the Chelsea money, you had the Man City money and all that sort of stuff
Yeah.
to come out and do it.
Yeah.
Some people argue that...
Memorable. It's something you'll remember forever.
Yeah, but some people argue that it's the other clubs
Well, weak.
were weaker. That's why Leicester won. But
Yeah.
who doesn't want to win it?
So was it very unfair for them to get rid of him the season after? after
To be they were close to real relegation in the season after. I think anyone. That's the thing. We talk about coaches and that, and as much as what they've achieved and the success they've had, they live and die by results.
I'm
And
gonna throw one more name in because I know you're running out of time. But one more, which is a little nostalgic. He's not a fantastic manager or one of those at the top 5 or anything like that. But one that a lot of people had a soft spot for, and he moved around in every area when he was likable. Bobby Robson,
yeah,
Newcastle, Barcelona. Didn't Mourinho work under him at Barca?
yeah,
he
he's a
did.
translator.
with the Kappa tracksuits.
That was a great.
He was a
That was a great.
worked as a translator, I think. Yeah.
All right, couple of questions before we go. Mourinho or Guardiola? Just give me a name. Don't give me a story.
Mourinho,
Guardiola.
Mourinho.
Guardiola for me.
2-2.
Tough.
2-2.
What was your top 5 exactly, Johnny? Well, and Fatty, I don't think you're really.
We didn't name a 5th.
Yeah, what was your
He
top 5,
did. He
guys?
said Bianchi.
Bianchi.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah, but what was your 4th?
But then you.
We,
you
the four of us
scrapped
are
it.
the same. The
So
four of us had the Bosque,
Mourinho,
Guardiola, and
Sir Ferguson.
Fergie.
Yeah.
All right. Fergie or Del Bosque? Give me a name,
Wow.
not a story.
Del Bosque.
I'm not,
No,
I already know Akram's opinion.
Del Bosque.
The Moscow who?
Fergie.
Oh, fuck, Johnny. That was only my second swear of the night.
I've said a few, to be honest.
Yeah, you have. You've been worse
Gonna
than
get the
me.
bleeper soon.
Yeah.
I don't know, Johnny. Honestly, I could. You know what? Based on achievements, it's got to be Del Bosque. Ferguson did it, but Ferguson only did it in England.
And
Del,
one club
Del
too.
Bosque did at the national team.
Yeah, look, they're both legends who leave history behind. Yeah, I got Del Bosque as well.
Yeah.
But Fergie is very, very, very close.
Yeah.
Act doesn't.
Akram.
No,
you
you
didn't
already
ask
know
him. You
my
didn't ask him.
Oh,
No,
no,
you
no,
already
yeah,
asked
of
him.
course.
Ask
I'm
him.
asking.
Just ask
Oh,
him.
he's
Anyway.
gave me his answer.
Akram, Del Bosque or Ferguson? I'll ask you.
All right, last 20 years. We know the answer. Last 20 years. Last one. Arsene Wenger or Zinedine Zidane?
Johnny, please.
Arsene Wenger, Zinedine Zidane, the 2 Frenchmen. Just give me a name. Go.
Johnny, what?
I know they're different.
It's going to be biased, but Champions League and League Zidane.
Zidane.
Am I even supposed to answer this question?
Yes.
Legitimately?
Yes.
Okay, I'll ask you a question before I answer mine.
I asked for.
I've got to ask a question before I answer mine. Let me ask.
I love it. No, I want to hear his question, Johnny.
Yalla.
If Wenger won the Champions League final that we lost to Barcelona, would you have looked at him differently?
I would look at him differently.
Maybe, yes.
I would look at him different in terms of his overall career, but not over Zidane. And also, I don't really think that we should get into hypotheticals of if they win this, if they did win that. The fact is, they didn't, and Zidane's won 3.
I think.
I'm well aware they didn't.
Sorry, right?
I don't know for sure.
I'm gonna have to say Ferguson because he ticks more.
Wenger.
Ferguson. Fuck me.
He's got Ferguson on the line, man.
I'm gonna say Wenger because he ticks more boxes.
Fair enough.
And left a legacy at the club and created something out of nothing. Arsenal was nothing, and not known outside of London until Arsene Wenger came along. And I think, and I stand by what I said previously. Still early.
I
for
think it's all
Zidane.
where it came. It came from the J League in Japan and then came to us.
Yeah, he was at
Nagoya Grampus.
Nagoya Grampus, and he was in France as well.
Look, for me, it's very, very, very tough. Obviously, Zidane's done
We know
great.
what you're gonna say, it, Johnny. Whatever.
Zidane's done great, but I'm gonna give it to Wenger.
Wow.
Just the last 20 years, like I said, it's legacy. For now, it's legacy. Ask me 5 years from now, my answer might change. I feel like Zidane,
Yeah, I agree.
but I feel like Zidane might do stuff. But Zidane won he won the Champions League. I'm not saying it's anything easy. He went in with Real Madrid, not with Atalanta.
But I think, look. No.
And Arsene Wenger didn't win it with Arsenal.
So I'm going to say.
So who's better
Hey, we made the
overall,
final.
Real Madrid or Arsenal?
No,
we were
come on,
man
at the
down.
time with Thierry Henry.
I think
Come on, man.
one
We
thing
played
about
Barcelona, Ronaldinho,
one thing about
Eto'o.
Zidane.
What are you talking
One thing
about?
about Zidane is that he knows he so fits perfectly the Real Madrid job, which is one of the most demanding coaching jobs in the world in terms of club expectations, fan expectations, media pressure. He does it so well, and it just makes me think whether any of the coaches we've talked about, whether they would have been able to handle it. And Mourinho, was only there for 3 years, and then he broke down. And then would anyone else? Wenger, would he survive even though he plays great football but not winning anything?
It's a lot of ifs. So,
Yeah.
according to Akram, we're not allowed to speak about hypotheticals.
So yeah. So the coaching, look, end of the day, you live and die by results. That's.
I gotta ask you, what's with all this talk about legacy when we're only talking about
We're not only
period of
talking
time,
about.
but
No. We said it's,
2002 to 2020.
no, hang on a second. We said it's part of the criteria. I said it.
No,
at the
you
beginning.
did say it's part
I
of the
said it's one
criteria, but if the criteria is making your choice of legacy, like the
No,
Zidane
it's
legacy,
one
it's
of
an
the
influence.
things.
It's an
one
influence.
of the
no, 100%. If it's one of the things, right? Zidane had his legacy.
As a player.
What?
No,
And
as
a
a
coach.
coach.
Not as a coach.
You
I
can't
disagree.
you can't
What
win a
legacy? He's
three-peat
been around
and
the
that's
club
not a
for-
legacy.
He's been coaching for
Do you
3
understand
years.
the word legacy?
Do you?
He's won 3-peat of Champions League. That is going to be something that people talk about for the next 20 years.
Future tense.
What?
You said go on.
In future tense, we will talk about it. But so therefore, the legacy has already been created. I'm not saying
I
what he's
don't
going to
agree.
accomplish now. I'm saying what he has accomplished.
Like I said, I'm not taking anything away from him. But
Fair enough.
let's talk 10 years from now, and then we'll see.
You can't call someone's career a legacy if they're still actively coaching.
Who coached Bayern Munich when they won the treble in the 70s? Thank you. on that,
That's not a fair question.
I think it's a big difference.
on that note, I want to thank everyone for coming. It's been a great episode. I'm leaving Akram really pissed off, which is exactly what I love. Like Ak said, keep hitting like, keep hitting subscribe. If you have any questions, let us know. If you want to get involved in the show, let us know. Thanks again for your support, and we'll see you next time.